Hey everyone, I'm Jessica Dalcourt from CNET. This is the Nokia Lumia 620. Now the first thing you should know is that this is an unlocked phone. It's not going to be sold with a US carrier. In fact, it's mostly going to be sold in Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and Europe. Why am I showing you this phone then? Because it's interesting to see Nokia really trying to sell something that's stylish but also affordable in an entry-level Windows phone specifically to emerging markets. There are compromises to be sure, but Nokia is trying to make sure that the stylish looks aren't one of them. So this phone comes in a lot of different colors. There's cyan shade, there's lime, white, magenta, and black if you're a little bit more buttoned down. Interestingly, the finish kind of has this gauzy quality, not like what we're used to seeing on the other Lumia devices. The reason is because there's sort of like an interior layer of color and then this external layer. So it almost looks like there's an extra cover on top of it, but it's actually all just one back panel. The edges are rounded, the back is slick, not super grippy, but I'm not fumbling it or anything, partially because it's kind of a small phone. I'm not a big fan of the buttons. They seem a little bit stiff and hard to push, even though I really do like the shape. Popping the cover off of the back is a little bit tricky. You have to actually push down on the camera module while pulling up on the side. You see you remove a very large portion of the back cover here, and there are all of these slots. But none of the ones that you see are actually where the micro SIM goes. The micro SIM is under the battery in this little tray that you have to pull out from the side. It took me a little while to find it. Screen is 3.8 inches. It does have Nokia's signature clear black display filter on top. Cuts out on the sun's glare. Sure enough, I loaded up a website, went outside in the full winter sunlight, did a little pirouette, and I could read everything perfectly from all angles. It does run Windows Phone 8, and so you've got several different screens. Your start screen where you can pin, unpin, and resize the live tiles, and you've also got the full list of apps right there. There's a front-facing camera on the front of the phone. There's a rear-facing 5-megapixel camera on the back with flash. In terms of other features, you do have NFC and Bluetooth on here. There's no wireless charging. In terms of the other specs, you're not going to find anything too stellar, and that's deliberate because they are trying to come out with an inexpensive phone. 8 gigabytes of onboard storage, but you also have 7 free gigabytes of storage through Microsoft SkyDrive, that's cloud storage. And if you've got a micro SD card, you can actually hold up to 64 extra gigabytes on this phone. You've got a dual-core 1 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 processor running the show, 1300 mAh of battery. The battery front, it's a little interesting because you can actually only set your timeout for 30 seconds or a minute, and that's all for battery savings. So don't expect it to last all day long and soldier on through the evening. Since this is a quad-band GSM phone, you will be able to use it in the US on AT&T or T-Mobile. If you did want to buy it unlocked, it will cost you about $250 US. I'm Jessica Dalcourt. This is the Nokia Lumia 620. You can read my full review at cnet.com.